Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Bits of real panther, so you know it's good.
It's quite pungent. Oh, yeah. Stings the nostrils. In a good way.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm going to be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Chiefs Kingdom. It's time for All Chiefed Up with your hosts, Steve and Mike Williams. From the Bluegrass to the Red Sea, this is the Kingdoms Podcast.
Chiefs Kingdom, it's Tuesday. We're hanging out.
What's up?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Steve, what's
you
going
guys
on?
saw the thumbnail. You guys saw it. I think Nick Wrong is Nick Wright, baby. No, Nick Wright is Nick
Wright's
Wrong.
Nick Wrong. Get it right.
Man, we're horrible at the cheesy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it.
Nick
but I
Wright
tried.
is Nick Wrong. So look, Steve, Nick Wright, it's all over the news today. Nick Wright's coming out. He's weighing in on DHop. Basically, he is just taking what journalists do, what creators do, what anybody does. He sits firmly on the middle of the fence, and he says
Right.
the thing that everybody's been saying. We don't need DHop. Okay, everybody said that. We're not in dire need.
100% correct.
We're the Super Bowl champs, favorites, if we got DHop or if we don't have DHop. We said it would be nice to have DHop in Kansas City. It would be nice. We actually said this. If you bring in DHop, you can bring Justin Ross. You can bring Justin Ross up. You can let him learn behind him. Let Kadarius Toney learn behind this guy. Let him be a mentor. Let him show them how to be a good wide receiver in this league. And then Nick Wright turns around and says that is the reason, because it hinders development of the young guys. Steve, how stupid of a comment is that from Nick Wright?
He said it stunts the growth, and I think that's crazy. Like, in what world where teams, what world do teams not sign good talent so they can make their young players better? That don't make any sense to me. It all around doesn't make sense, because like you said, we've been exactly on the other side of that. Like, we think DHop could come in and mentor these guys, especially people like Rashee Rice and Justin Ross. I mean, those are guys that are going to play that type of ball. So it's like, why wouldn't we have the best of the best come in and show them how it's done? Now, would he be a good mentor? I don't know 100%, but there's a chance. I mean, he's a vet. He's one of the best in the league.
Well, look,
but
it's not about him coming in and being like, this is how you watch film. This is how you drive your car.
It's by example.
Yeah, it's by example. Watch how D-Hop gets open. Watch how he runs routes. Yeah, he probably will be in the film room, and he's going to point out things. He's going to say, "Hey, look, if they jam you, get this. If the DB's doing this or the safety's cheating this way, run this route. Break it off this way."
Right.
Justin Ross does not create a lot of separation. D-Hop's never been known to create tons of separation. He's a jump ball 50-50 guy. That's what Justin Ross is going to have to be in this league. Why not bring them in and let them work? That's what MVS does. Let MVS learn a thing or two. But the whole thing about not stunting growth, it's stunning growth. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Did Patrick Mahomes' growth get stunted because he had to sit behind Alex Smith and learn for a year? No. He didn't play a single snap until the last game of the season.
Level we reached.
Right.
I mean, that's why he was so good when he came in.
Sky Moore, he was tearing it up last year till we went and got Kadarius Toney, wasn't he? Did Kadarius Toney stunt Sky Moore's the rest of his season?
Mike, that was the 2 points that I was going to bring up. One,
no,
you're not stunting the growth of Rashee Rice because Andy might not use him that much anyway because we know how he is with rookie wide receivers. So there's that. And then the other thing is this is a fast-moving, evoluting National Football League. Like if you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
You're getting worse.
End of story. So, okay, just because you won the Super Bowl last year doesn't mean that you just stop what you're doing. You have to keep progressing because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, and somebody will get that ass if you're not careful.
Look,
and that's what's going to happen if we don't continue to try to make the team better. Not saying that we're not doing that, but I mean, just to not be in on somebody as big as D-Hop just for the reason of, we don't necessarily need him. That's not great.
We've said this too. We said that we do not need D-Hop, but we just said it would be nice to have him if you can pull him off. That's all we've said. That's what Nick Wright's saying, but then he goes on and he says something dumb that doesn't make sense. We are huge Nick Wright fans. Love Nick Wright, but he dropped the ball on this one. That was a stupid. For the first time ever, I thought the guy across the podium from him that talks to him actually made better points. He actually made better points.
Usually it's completely the other way around, right?
Right. But the last one I'm going to say, stunning growth. We talked about getting rid of Frank Clark last year. Last year, it was talked about. Should Frank Clark be out of Kansas City because of his gun thing he had in California? And he it's before he come back. Much. Yeah, it's before he come back, really healthy and lighter weight, and he looked more motivated. We talked about getting rid of him. What did him and then turning around and signing Carlos Dunlap do for George Karlaftis' development? So you're telling me Karlaftis would have been as good as he was last year if he wouldn't have got the work he got from Frank Clark and Dunlap, which is straight up veteran leadership, showing a young guy how to do it. Nick Wright's busted. That's a stupid take by Nick Wright. Stupid take. And anybody that agrees with it, you're not right in this situation. I'm gonna stand on my soapbox here. There's no way D-Hop hinders development of young wide receivers because if you it's from playing
D-Hop
time.
Make your team worse.
Yeah, D-Hop just makes your team worse. That's all you're saying because there's no way. There's no way.
No, 100% agree, Mike. And this leads me to something else we actually talked about on our podcast yesterday, and that was maybe bringing back Justin Houston just for 1 year. Get back in here with the Chiefs, win you a ring, retire. And of course, people lost their minds about it.
Well, hey, there's no way me and you even thought, let's go get Justin Houston. This is going to change the franchise. We actually brought up that talking point because a lot of people in Chiefs Kingdom, and I can be included in this a little bit, I didn't think Justin Houston was still in this league producing at that level. 12 sacks last season. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking Justin Houston was long gone, buried in deep in a roster, maybe getting 1 sack a year and sucking up some cap space somewhere. But no, this guy could flat out play. So we brought up the question, would that be something that the Chiefs should consider? And yeah, Steve, I don't understand why you don't, but a lot of people was making the point that the Chiefs may have burned some bridges there with him, and they were making it look like it was Justin Houston's fault. And if I remember correctly, we just didn't want to restructure him and pay him, and I think it was a little bit both ways.
He was on a $101 million contract or something crazy. They paid him a lot because he was a beast. He had 22.5 sacks one season, right? He tied the NFL record.
Yeah, it was 101.
Back before Strahan took it. But either way, they owed him a lot of money, and they wanted him to restructure. Justin Houston didn't want to restructure, and they cut him. They just let him go. Who does that sound like to you? The most recent one was Tyreek Hill. He didn't want to restructure. He's like, I signed. I'm not redoing it.
Right.
And then he was gone. And that's just how it is. But I don't think Justin Houston I don't think he would be mad. I don't know how that went down, but I doubt he's mad about it. I definitely don't think Clark Hunt and company are mad at Justin Houston for them having to cut him. I mean, that was around the time they had to pay Chris Jones the first time, I think. Or maybe. I could be wrong. But it's something around that time. And then right after Justin Houston was gone, that's when we traded for Frank Clark and all that. So it wasn't as far back as you think. I think it was like 2018.
Yeah. But that was kind of what we were doing. We wanted a little talking point. There's a lot of Chiefs Kingdom that likes to talk about bringing back old players. Like we said, we talked about Eric Fisher. Everybody was throwing his name out last year. Everybody was saying, Kareem Hunt. Every time there's a chance to get Kareem Hunt, go get him. And that was just something we brought up yesterday. It wasn't like we just wanted to give everybody a little nostalgia, a little talking point. A lot of people were really angry about that, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, that's where I'm at. If you go back to the DHop thing, we got some news today a little bit out of Albert Breer. He said that he let a little thing slip today and said that Brett Veach and them, before Odell Beckham signed with the Ravens, that the Chiefs offered DHop a similar deal as Donovan Smith. So again, it was about $1.98 million to $2 to $3 million guaranteed. That's what we paid Donovan Smith. And then it can come out to be $9 to $11 million total with incentives. A $1 million per game roster bonus or something. That's what Donovan Smith's going to get. Steve, that is exactly what I said the other day that we were going to offer DHop is right around that $8 to $10 million mark. You guys ate my lunch the other day.
What did I tell you?
You're still going on about it.
What did I tell you, though?
I don't know what you told me it was too low now because OBJ set the market.
No, I just told you you're not getting him for that. And that's true. It's going to hold true. You're not getting him for that.
And I took it from the standpoint that if I'm Brett Veach, that's all I can offer. I also read today that we're actually over the cap.
You might be right about that.
The Chiefs are over the cap right now.
Well, we've said many times they have to get something done with Chris Jones before they can even talk, right? So, I mean, where's that at? Who the heck knows? They could be far off. I mean, this might be a complete pipe dream, but who knows? You have to put your name in the pot when there's somebody this good. And the thing about it is, it's not just, hey, we're not, if you don't get DHop, it's not just we don't have him on our team. Now he's going to be on another AFC rivals team. So, I mean, it's a kind of a double-edged thing here, man. It's like it's going to double down whichever way it goes. But either way, let's check out this poll I put up. I put up before we started. Would signing DHop hinder the growth or stunt the growth of Rashee Rice, Sky Moore, and Kadarius Toney? Right. 59% so far say no, and I 100% agree with them. I think that it's been a long-standing thing in this league that most veterans come in, and that's how these young players learn. They learn from leaders. They learn by example. I don't understand that logic.
I love the mentality, and I get the mentality that you have to grow your players. That's the whole point of farm teams in baseball. That's the whole team. That's the whole point of getting young. I understand every bit of this, but you cannot look at young across the wide receiver board. Injury plague. Never been a number one. Not even an established number two on this wide receiver group. Not saying as a whole, as a collective whole, they've got a lot of talent, and maybe they will do something. But it's hard to go in and be like, Patrick, here you go win another one. And there's a bunch of guys that may or may not produce. We have not seen enough from Sky Moore to know if he's going to be great in this league or if he's just going to be serviceable Miko Hardman. You haven't.
Can I talk about something that we haven't even talked about? I don't understand not like stunting their growth. If you put DHop on the field, that makes their job a little bit easier.
Doesn't it?
That means that they're gonna. My chat's going absolutely crazy right now, but it's like jumping back and forth. Either way, if he's on the field, teams have to game plan for him. That's the difference here. That's what I can't get. I don't think I can get through some people's heads. And what I don't think Nick Wright was considering, that if you put DHop on the field with Travis Kelce, all teams have to game plan. Who are we double teaming? If you don't have him, they're not doing that. They're like, hey, we got to double team Travis Kelce and make one of these other guys beat us.
Right.
Man, if DHop's on the field and he's drawing a double team, or Kelce's drawing a double team, or maybe they're both. Maybe they figure out how can we stop both of these guys and make someone else win. That just makes the chances better for Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore or Rasheed Rice to just break out because, I mean,
Wait,
there's
so
a
you're
little bit
telling
off their
me
shoulders.
you're telling me that if DHop and Travis Kelce both get double team and can occupy 4 players off the 11 on the defense, that it's going to be easier for Sky Moore to get open? It's going to be easier for Kadarius Toney to get open? That's crazy talk, Steve. What are you talking about? That's not going to work.
I don't get it. I
Yeah,
don't know
I don't
where
get
Nick
it.
Wright was at with
And
this one, guys. I
nobody,
don't.
I'm going to tell you right now, nobody on this channel, like, would we like to have D-Hop? I would love D-Hop. I think D-Hop would change this offense. Can we afford D-Hop?
Yeah.
Probably not. And I'm going to say probably 90% we're not going to afford D-Hop.
And is it dire that we need him?
Is it dire? No. But at
Two
the
things
same
can be
time,
true here.
you
right?
have to kick the tires on D-Hop. You have to. You got to talk about it. You got to think.
Right.
You've got to imagine him in our offense. You got to have a good time with it. Why not? It's the off season. There's nothing else to talk about. You just have to do it. You have to do it. What else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about
It's going to change. It would change the game completely, though.
right.
Like if you get D-Hop, you're going to the next level. If you don't, we're still getting better. We've improved through the draft and through free agency this offseason. I fully believe that. So, I mean, we're still the best team in the league by a pretty good margin. I agree with Nick Wright on that. But just his logic behind it is so flawed and bad. Like, I don't know what he was
Well, like I said,
for.
he took the firm middle stance of, well, we don't need him, because why? He knows for a fact that Brett Veach and the Chiefs aren't going to afford him. We can't afford him. We probably don't even offer him. Arms race, says Jeremy Fowler from ESPN. It's an arms race. How's this an arms race, bro? We haven't added a single piece on offense through free agency at the wide receiver position this year, except for Richie James.
Right.
Like, an arms race assumes that you're going out and you're grabbing weapons here and here and here, and whoever gets the best one. Neither us nor Buffalo have any money. That was the biggest headline grab I've ever seen in my life. How's this an arms race? When you read the article, it actually says neither one of them actually, yeah, we used it as in showing what he said. The point is, this dude had the biggest nothing burger story I've ever seen. If you read the story, it's actually neither team has enough money to sign him, so the dude's going to probably end up in Cleveland.
Yeah, no kidding, man. So how you guys doing today? We got Dez, a Jim here with the 5 bomb. We appreciate you, Dez. He says, fun random
What's up,
question. Which young QB do you think can catch Mahomes and accolades before they retire? I'm going to say none of them. But if we have to pick one that could possibly, I think you just have to go with the next best quarterback and say Joe Burrow. And the only reason I would say that is because he has more weapons than everybody else. Josh Allen's not going to do it. Lamar's not going to do it.
Yeah, accolades, if it's like numbers, that's one thing. If it's like Super
They're not
Bowl
catching
rings, that's another. I
I just
think
don't think they're going to catch him in either of those. I really don't.
I don't think anybody catches them in Super Bowl rings. If anybody had a chance, it could be Burrow. But, I mean, is Cincinnati ever going to win a Super Bowl? I don't think that's ever happening. They're just a cursed franchise, and they suck.
I mean, it could happen. But
if you go to numbers, I mean, yeah,
Let's hope
depending on how long they play,
Hmm.
you might get somebody like a Josh Allen or a Justin Herbert, even Burrow still. But I don't see
think
them
they're
ever
gonna get
touching
him
him.
on stats. I just don't. Mahomes is so far above everybody else. But yeah, thanks for the 5, Des. We appreciate that, man. Jared, he says that damn thumbnail, LOL. Hey guys, hey, you're not the only one that likes our thumbnail. I noticed there's another Chiefs channel that they liked our thumbnail style enough to lift it.
They liked it a lot. They like the font. They like the pictures.
I'm thinking about messaging the guy and being like, hey, pay me like $20 a day and I'll do your thumbnail.
Let's get some royalties on this or something. But yeah, those thumbnails.
I'm not
man.
changing the thumbnail style again. We just decided to change the style a little bit like 2 weeks ago, if you didn't notice. And I'm not doing it again. He's just going to have to be the guy that has the same one.
Right. Or, yeah, just lift it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? It's Tuesday. We're all fired up. We're all talking about fictional D-Hop. Like, I think we can all agree. I think everybody in the back of your mind
He's a
knows
unicorn.
that D-Hop would be kind of fun to see in a Chiefs uniform. But logic tells us it's not happening. It's not happening. The realist and all of us know it's not happening. You know he's ending up in Buffalo. He's going to end up in Dallas. He's going to end up somewhere crazy, probably with Wacker over in Cleveland. It's going to be something stupid. It's going to be a waste of his talent and all that stuff he said about, I'll restructure because I want a ring. He's always going to take the money. Spoiler alert, NFL players always want to take the money. Like, besides Patrick Mahomes. That's why Patrick Mahomes, Steve, you mentioned unicorn. Patrick Mahomes is the unicorn. He's the last guy since Tom Brady. And is it a coincidence that these two are like the GOATs of the game? not the money hungry little like trolls that go down to Miami.
Exactly. I mean, Mahomes is what other people claim to be. Everyone claims that, oh, it's not about the money, it's about winning and getting rings and my legacy and all that. They're all full of it. There's only one guy that's proved it, and that's Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady before him. But yeah, to end the DHop discussion for now, anyway, because there's going to be much more. Just deal with it, guys. That's how it is right now until he signs with somebody. It's kind of like a lottery. Like who's going to win the? You know what I'm talking about? Like people play the lottery and no one hits the winning number, so everybody talks about it
every day. It's like
building
everybody's
up.
got to go play the lottery.
That's kind of what's happening here with a wide receiver. And just to be clear, do the Chiefs need DHop? No, they don't. They don't have to have them. They're still the best team in the league by a pretty good margin. But should they be content and not get him if they can? If it's a possibility, why would you not improve your team?
Right.
I don't understand that one. He's not going to stunt the growth of anybody. That's just crazy talk. But that's kind of where we stand on that.
I'm not understanding the people that say Nick Wright's correct. Nick Wright, that was a great take. It was correct. What's correct about it? The fact that he said we don't need DHop? Yeah, we know. We're saying
people
that.
Don't. That's the thing. I think it's the first thing. They hear the first line out of his mouth and they're like, he's 100% correct.
It's the justification of it.
Right.
He was right. We do not need DHop. We're probably never going to pay him. But the justification behind it is that you're going to stunt the growth of who? Like Sky Moore
You're going to help them grow if you get DHop.
Sky Moore's season did not get worse because we added Kadarius Toney. Matter of fact, because Sky Moore wasn't panning out, we had to go get Kadarius Toney. That could happen with Rashee Rice too. Just because you guys draft these guys in the first and second rounds don't mean they're going to pay off. How many first round busts have we ever had? Go watch Jonathan Baldwin. Go watch that first round wide receiver. I would love for all these guys to be great. Look at Leo. Leo underperformed for the first part of last season. Brian Cook rarely got on the field. That's what I'm saying. It takes these guys a long time to get going. And to have somebody...
Most rookies are successful when they have some mentorship. That's just all there is to it.
George Karlaftis, look how much he progressed under Frank Clark's tutelage just in preseason.
If you guys feel okay with MVS being the mentor for our young guys, then maybe you can be on the board with Nick Wright.
Right.
But I just don't think that's
He'll get up there and tell them how to be annoying at the podium and tell them how to pronounce their names right.
If they say Kadarius instead of Kadarius, you will yell at them and tell them you'll never answer the question again. Okay?
You say no.
Good. Okay, on to you, Rashee Rice. If they call you Rashy, you tell them you're never talking to them again and throw something.
Hey, he would get us because we said Remigio, not Remijo, and they would say, "Daggone it,
I am the great Cornholio."
Oh, Nico would walk right out of that press conference, man.
All right. I hope you guys are doing good today. Let's go ahead and get into some comments here, Michael. I'll let you. I'll let you drive the boat right now. You can navigate us through this.
Just kind of going through, man.
Heck yeah, man. But I mean, hey, at least there's something exciting going on at the moment. I mean, whether you want DHop or not, or you think we need him or not, or whatever. I mean, at least there's something going on. At least there's
something, man. It's something.
It's been pretty daggone dead. If you haven't noticed, Chiefs Kingdom.
Yeah, it's probably going to continue to be pretty slow until we pick up. Actually, we're getting ready to start today. We started phase 3, session 2. So we get the next 3 practices here in phase 3. So I think the coaches are going to come to the podiums, talk about everything that happened this week, probably on Thursday. I think we're slated to hear from the defense this side. I'm excited about this defense, man. I really am. They're getting overshadowed by DHop and the wide receiver room. But I'm telling you, the defense is going to make or break whether we take our butts back to the Super Bowl and win it. It's that simple because this defense could be good.
Defense is improved again. I mean, and like we've said a million times, these guys got a year under their belt now. We got a really young defense. I'm excited for that too, man. I'm ready to see what Spags schemes up for this season, man. I'm pretty pumped. I'm 100 days until the first game.
100 days. Was there some kind of a Buffalo fan in the chat just spamming you guys or something? What's up? I'm just not seeing this. Somebody put the boot on him.
I did it.
Steve's out here booting people.
I gave him time to act like a normal human.
You gave him time to chill and to be normal, right? And
when you say Mahomes can blow me on there, you're getting blocked. You don't talk about King Mahomes that way.
You don't talk about Patrick like that. I'll come over and I'll punch you square in the balls.
Patrick Mahomes is like my family. Chicken nuggets.
Dude, I would fight. I would jump into a pack of wolves to prevent Mahomes from having just a single paper cut. That's what he means to me. Patrick Mahomes means so much to this guy right here. You want to know why? Because he got Pops a ring before he kicked the bucket. So I don't want to put it that way, but I mean, he's getting up there, and he got it for him. And you know what? I owe Patrick Mahomes everything. That's great, because guess what? I don't think Alex Smith was going to do it.
If you're a Chiefs fan and you don't feel that way about Patrick Mahomes right now, then are you alive?
Yeah.
Wake up.
Take it to Buffalo. Go hang out with the dude with the 77 characters in his name.
Who?
The dude that got banned.
Oh, I don't know who that was. I just hit the button.
Yep. So, do you guys think that I forgot what I was going to say. I just totally whiffed right there. I was trying to read chat and think at the same time, and I totally whiffed on it.
Mike can't do two things at once.
I can't. I'm having a rough day today, guys.
I'm about to end this poll, by the way. Got 68
go
votes. I'm going to end it at 70 votes. As soon as there's 70 votes, I'm in the poll.
Sweet.
Right now it's 60-40. So, I mean, I think we're all leaning towards he's not going to stunt the growth. What's going on, Edits?
Right. Yeah. What's up, Edits? He says, who's going to be the biggest challenger in the Chiefs division this year?
A good question, actually.
The Raiders are out. You know the Raiders are out. They suck. The Raiders are just complete ass.
I think that the Broncos could overtake the Chargers, though.
I do, too. I know a lot of people are giving us crap about the Broncos, but I'm telling you, I think having Sean Payton there is going to turn that around a little bit better. I actually read something today. It said if Russ didn't figure it out this year, it could tarnish his entire legacy.
Yeah,
so, like,
good, right?
Russ is having something to play for this year. And I think Payton's smart enough to know that Russ may be diminishing a little bit. And I don't think he's going to ask him to do the same thing Hackett did last year. I think he's going to let it be more, give the ball to Alvin Kamara style that he was running over there.
He's going to be smarter. They're going to be a little bit better than they were last year. Are they going to be like dramatically better? Probably not this year. But I think they are going to see some improvement. So I would say it's between them and the Chargers, but I'm so sick of the Chargers. I mean, I don't really care. Me
too. What's up, Kenneth? Kenneth said, did you guys see Tyler Boyd running his mouth?
Who's
did
that?
Catch some of it. Yeah. Who's Tyler Boyd? Is that the dude across the street? Oh, that's the dude that gets paid the $80 million to suck. Who was the guy that said we were supposed to go sign this guy? Heavy on Chiefs?
I don't remember. Good grief.
Didn't we just say that this week, that was the most absurd story that we ever read?
I didn't see anything, Kenny.
He said something. I'll have to bring it up. Let me bring it up, man. I'll find it really quick.
How stupid can you be? If you're Tyler Boyd, you probably shouldn't be making fun of anybody.
Oh, here's what he says. Tyler Boyd on the Bengals. He said some other stuff, but this is the one. He said, we have a nice little rivalry with the Chiefs, and to see him come over, talking about Orlando Brown Jr., it's like, yeah, we one-upped y'all. So by them signing Orlando Brown Jr., look, we liked Orlando Brown Jr. to a certain extent, but to say that you one-upped us over getting Orlando Brown Jr., that may be the dumbest quote in the history of quotes.
Well, I mean, I think he was probably playing off of the comments that they got from Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes about losing Orlando Brown. And of course they were both,
Steve,
they both.
Don't try to make Tyler Boyd sound like he's anything but a dumbass.
I mean, he is. I'm not saying he's not, but I'm thinking that what else could have sparked that? Because there's nobody that, really thinks that. I know no one in Chiefs Kingdom thinks that was a one-up because they think it's the complete opposite.
Does anybody in the Cincinnati uniform have to be sparked to say something stupid? Like, 99% of their vocabulary is who dey, and then the other side is just putting their foot in their mouth. That's what they do.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah.
They're not the brightest crayons in the box.
Don't try to make logic out of these guys, man.
Jack Green with a 2. How you doing, Jack? Good to see you, my man.
Jack, what's up, man?
Hope you're doing well today.
Appreciate you, brother. Oh, man. So, how's everybody Tuesday been? We like to talk to the chat a little bit. We like to see how you guys are doing. It's been a slow day. It's been hot here in Kentucky for real.
It was very hot
today. It's so hot right now. I'm about to pass out. And I can't turn my air on because you guys will hear it through the microphone. So I'm toughing it out for you guys.
Down. It was a little warm in here a minute ago. So I'm glad it's cooling down. Man, I'm just excited to get football back. 100 days. I saw that earlier, and I was like, man, I gotta wait another 100 days for some football. But that's regular season.
So we got a little preseason. We got a little bit of a camp.
We got camp.
Can't wait to get to camp this year. Like, I'm so looking forward to that, dude.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun offseason to watch and see how this roster comes together.
Right. I
I'm
see
digging
Cobra
it.
Kai Ty in the chat. What's up, brother? I see Scott
What's going on,
Crosser
Ty?
in the chat. What is going on, my man? Gary Holland, as usual. Blue Eyed Devils out there. I see Jan Fry Gable, Kevin Capel. All the regs are here tonight. Jack,
Lego,
of course.
Julia Gulia.
So many people. Macaberry, Ozark's here. Cole Keller, Lego My Ego, of course. Dude, the usual suspects here tonight. Yeah. What do you think? What's the number one topic you think going on Chiefs Kingdom if you took DHop out? Let us know in the chat. Like, what's the one thing that you think we could do a topic on, like for a podcast this week, and it would just be great? Like, I want to know. I want to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we'll try to come up with stuff. Like, we were like, hey man, maybe they want to hear about like Justin Houston, Frank Clark. No.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Kevin? I'm glad that he put this on here. Boy, he's a clown. He's a Houday Kool-Aid drinker. I like that. That's why I had to bring it up.
Yeah. You know,
They are Kool-Aid drinkers. That's what they are.
Tyler Boyd, man. Is anybody really going to pay him what he thinks he's going to be worth? I'm telling you, didn't they give him like $80 million and he just didn't produce? You can't give a strict slot receiver $80 million. That really isn't all
Why
that
would
fast.
you? When you're already trying to pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins that kind of money, I feel like Tyler Boyd's like, he's the third wheel, right? Like, you don't really need him. I think they really don't need him. I think they would be better off if they just got rid of him and used Charlie Jones in that slot role. I think that's where it's going to...
I think that's why they drafted
would be
him.
most effective for them. Yeah, me too. I do. I really do. I think if you play fantasy football, that you should very much consider grabbing Charlie Jones and sticking him on your roster just in case. Just throwing that out there.
Dude, I actually read, I hate talking about the Bengals, but I actually read that Joe Burrow's getting close to signing a contract, said it's going to reset the market by far, and they are scrambling in-house to try to figure out how to keep all of his weapons. Because, look, Joe ain't taking a team-friendly deal like King Mahomes over here. Like, you remember when everybody talked about his Mahomes contract, and they were like, oh, you guys are going to suck now because you can't sign nobody. And it's like, what are you talking about?
It's
Like
funny because they say that, but then they go and they're like wanting to see Lamar Jackson sign for what he did and stuff like that, and it's like you guys are idiots. Like, what sense do you even make?
I can't turn my air on, Wink. If I turn my air on, you guys are going to hear it saying this in the microphone. So I can't do it. So I got to sit here
Is
and
your
hide.
vent that close?
Yeah, my room is not soundproofed. I've got to get it soundproofed, I think. Other than that, and also I have central heating and air, but an animal got under my house and ripped the vent out, so it doesn't come through my room now unless I get under the house and connect the vent. So now I just got a window unit. What do you mean?
That's
what?
crazy.
A random raccoon got under the house and fought a cat and tore my air conditioner. And that's the life of me. This is just added on.
That's
Added
just
on to the
everyday
list.
life thing for you, right?
Yeah. What's up, Scott? Scott Crosser's in the house. He says, "What's up, all chiefed up? What's up, brother?"
What's up, Scott? Kenny also says Boyd also said the Bengals would have beat the Chiefs if he was healthy that game. No, they wouldn't have. Boyd is not anybody that's changing any game. I mean, he could keep telling
Oh, he
himself
changed
that.
it, didn't he? Isn't he the one that dropped the touchdown pass over in the corner? Remember, like a
Maybe.
wide open
Was that
touchdown
him?
pass and
Might have
Butterfingers
been him.
Boyd. I think it was, man.
Might have been him, man.
I want to go back and watch
So-
that game again and find out who blew that coverage because that was a pretty bad blown coverage. And if I find out,
Pretty
if
rough.
I find out it's L'Jarius Sneed, we're gonna fight.
So when all this DHop stuff blows over, man, whenever he signed with somebody, if it's not the Chiefs, if the Chiefs don't get him, he goes on to say Buffalo or Cleveland or whoever. What do you think the next order of business is? It's still restructuring Chris Jones, correct?
Has to be. We got to get Chris Jones re-signed. Like I said, you can't even think about D-Hop unless you have money. Again, I think I read somewhere today that if you, like, they're having trouble with Rashee Rice right now getting him signed because we're basically going to be over the cap by like $500,000 or something. Like, we're in like cap hell. And so we've got to get some money freed up. I mean, that's definitely your order of business. I guess the Mahomes contract's going to free up some money too. I don't think Mahomes.
Brett Veach is going to clear that cap out one way or the other coming next year, right? So, I mean, who do you think? Like, I think we were pretty spot on with the fact that they're probably not going to pay L'Jarius Sneed. Like, as much as everybody likes him, I just don't think they're going to give him a big contract. There's too many good rookie corners that we've got from last year's class, and then bringing in Chamari Connor this year. I think that's one expense that they're not going to pay for to help. Hate to hate to hurt your feelings, Chiefs Kingdom, but I really do feel like that's one. What else
Snead?
can
Is that what you said?
Yeah. What else can you do to kind of take some pressure off at that point? Would it be the Joe Tooney probably?
Yeah, I mean, Tooney. Oh my Lord, I don't even want to think about this. This is why he gets paid the big bucks.
Right. But I mean, I think those are the two obvious
MVS
ones
is
to me.
possibly gone next year. The way his contract
let's say
sets
that's
up.
three. I would say that's the most three obvious glaring ones, right? Because Snead's awesome. He's been great.
But I mean, we're loaded at DB. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
and they're
we really
young
are.
too.
Yep. So I mean, that's something that you don't have to pay. You just don't. It's just not going to make that big of a difference. Joe Tooney, it sucks because he's the old vet on the line. He's kind of the glue to the offensive line, but at the same time, you gotta take the training wheels off
Steve,
sometime. What?
Tooney's stunting the growth of Wanye Morris. Get him out of here.
No, but for real, you gotta take the training wheels off. You gotta let these guys roll, man. I think Tooney might be on his last year with the Chiefs, and
Wink says Willie could be gone. I mean,
Willie Gay, that's another one. Yeah,
that's a possibility, man. We've kind of thrown that out there before,
it really
Steve.
depends. Like, do you think, obviously Joe Tooney can make some money somewhere else, and I think L'Jarius Sneed is going to pull a decent contract, probably around, I don't know if it'll be as much as Tarvarius Ward snaked out of the 49ers, but it'll be somewhere around that. Do you think that Willie Gay can garner a big contract, though? Has he done enough?
I think Willie's right there on the fence. I think if you ask Chiefs Kingdom about Willie Gay, everybody loves Willie Gay. We love him. We've
Right.
watched him. We've watched him develop. We like his attitude.
We know the potential.
What
we know
he
the
brings.
potential Willie Gay has. Yeah.
I think 95% of the NFL probably would act like Willie Gay wouldn't even be on their practice squad. Like, I think that's how uneducated football fans are.
Well,
Because
yeah.
Willie Gay's just not a big name. He's not like
Well, it's
who
the same way
NFL Network's got. They don't even talk about Nick Bolton. They act like Nick Bolton don't exist.
That we propose trading L'Jarius Sneed for Chase Young and making a deal out of that somehow, and everyone in Washington was like, "Who's that? We don't need that guy. We got better corners than him. He sucks."
Yeah, they
Like,
drafted
what?
a tall, lanky kid that is probably going to get burnt up in the first round. Julia
see.
throws that one. She says, what do y'all think of Edwards, the safety we picked up for free agency? He was a Kentucky guy. So we know Mike Edwards from a
A
long
little
time
bit
ago.
about him.
Mike Edwards is a ball hawk style safety. He really is. He's
yes.
he's going to go out and do it. They said he had a down year in Tampa last year. Why? They played him more in the box, and he didn't get to go out and get all those interceptions like he had the year before. So the average fan said he had a bad year.
There's a lot of people, a lot of guys in the league that think that Mike Edwards is way better than people know, and that he just hasn't had a chance to show it yet. So I think he'll be around. I think he's going to make the squad, and I think that he could surprise some people.
I thought that Mike Edwards could possibly be on the cut line because if they've made their mind up that Brian Cook's the starter, it's him and Reed, then I mean this year Mike Edwards can probably stay as the 3, but they've also got Bush back. They took 4 last year though, so I mean I guess they keep him. But I was just saying I had to look at his contract. I think his contract's fine though to keep him. I was just saying that the contract's a little high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think he'll be here, and I think he'll get significant playing time too. I do. I don't think it'll be like anything crazy. I think you'll see Brian Cook out there more this year. But Brian Cook kind of swings down into that little tweener kind of category. Like he can kind of play a linebacker for you. He can kind of do this and that. He can, get into a corner position. I mean, that's something that can free up Mike Edwards getting more snaps. You noticed last year, a lot of times you didn't see Brian Cook and Leo Chenal on the field at the same time. A lot of times they were interchanging. They were going from 2 safety sets, 3 safety, and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think Edwards has a spot on this team. And I think that I'm with these players that play with him because we saw him back in college and everything. And I think he's got quite a bit of potential that hasn't been reached yet. So, I mean, if Spags and Andy can tap into that, he could be really good.
Yeah. Let me see. We got Scott here. He says, "Are the Raiders going to keep Jimmy G after failed?"
Oh, no.
If he fails
He gets
one
a
more,
chance-
he's out.
Yeah, he gets a chance to, write that there. I hate that for the man, but it is what it is. Apparently it was a foot injury or a broken bone or something, and 49ers told him that he didn't need surgery for that injury, and I guess he needed it. So that sucks, but it's funny at the same time because it's the Raiders.
Yep. John says, just when you get upset about the air conditioner raccoon debacle, Mike, remember the Chiefs are the Super Bowl champs and smile. I do. I try to always be like, hey, it could be worse. We could be the
That's
Bungles.
the positive. That's the positive in life. It's like no matter what happens, like dang it, the Chiefs won a Super Bowl though.
Right.
So what?
Nikki's here. What's up, Nikki? What's going on? Troy Coon says, what's up, Kingdom? What's up, Troy? I tell you guys, man, it's crazy. Yeah, Julia actually says if Tranquil goes nuts, Willie could be on the chopping block. I kind of thought that. I kind of thought Tranquil come into. They wanted to see what he could do here because if he comes in and just outplays Willie by far, Tranquil's not old enough that you couldn't sign to a 3 or 4 year deal.
How old is Tranquil? Like 26 or something? Or is he even that old? Let me look it up.
I'm not for sure. You might want to look that up. But yeah, he don't carry the baggage that Willie's carried so far, although it was just smacking a Hoover around. But
27.
Either way, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Look, he'll be 28 by the end of the year. Then again, you don't want too many 30-year-old linebackers, let's be honest. But it's one of those things.
Yeah. I'm going to click on one here, Mike. Jan, how you doing, Jan? Hope you're doing well. Says nobody's talking about Omenihu. The tapes I saw, he looks awesome. A lot of people are forgetting all about this man. That was a really good offseason signing. He had his best year as a pro last year with the 49ers. He's good. He's good. He can get after the quarterback, and I think people are forgetting. He's getting lost in that talk, because everybody's like excited about Felix and what's George Karlaftis going to do in his second season, and are we going to get Frank Clark back, or even like us, we throw into the mix like, hey, let's bring the old man back and get him a ring, just random things like that. But a lot of times, Omenihu, I've noticed, has been overlooked quite a bit, and I think unjustly, because I think he's going to be pretty good, man. I think that's why Veach signed him when he did, because he's catching this guy, on the up trend.
Because of his last name, Omenihu. Everybody forgets who.
Is it Omenihu or Omenihu?
Who knows? But it's a bad joke. I'm sorry. I tried it. Gary Holland says, Mike, Steve, do you guys see the Chiefs drafting a tight end high in the draft next year? No.
Probably not.
It depends. Like Brian, I don't think he's here tonight, but he was so convinced that we were about to take Dalton Kincaid this year. He thought that
Brian
was the
Perry,
splash.
Yeah.
And could they have? It's possible.
Well,
I just don't know. I think Kelsey's probably got 3 to 4 more years of being productive if he wants to do it and his body treats him well.
yeah.
I don't think you're in any rush to take one in the first or second round. I just don't.
Well, there's two things for me on this subject. I feel like if they were going to swing at a tight end to go ahead and get behind Kelsey, they missed 2 golden opportunities in the last 2 years with Greg Dulcich and with Dalton Kincaid. So, I mean, if that was really something they thought they needed to do,
right,
those 2 guys are on a different level. They're on like a different type of tight end level. They're amazing receivers, and they would fit into that role pretty good.
Dulcich coming out of UCLA too. Pretty sure UCLA's got some ties to the Chiefs. They used to have a lot of ties back when Carl Peterson. If I'm not mistaken, Peterson may have went to UCLA. I'm not for sure, but yeah, they usually have ties to UCLA. So,
and my second thing that I wanted to bring up is I think people are sleeping on Noah Gray. I think that Noah Gray offers a lot more than anyone knows, and I think that Andy Reid and them know this, and I think that he's going to get his opportunity soon, and they might not think they need anybody else. I mean, I have to think in my head that they think that Noah Gray's the next man up if they passed up guys like Dalton Kincaid and Greg Dulcich.
It's possible. Or Fortson. Yeah. They're still banking on Fortson to do something.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that. That's like banking on
yep. Troy, what's up, man? Troy says, if the Raiders can't get a QB to replace Jimmy, does that make Tom the starter? Wouldn't that just be like a Lifetime movie, like a Disney movie, right? Like
I could see it happening.
I bought the team,
right?
And then the quarterback goes down, so I had to step in and try to be an owner player.
That sounds like a movie that would have come out when we were kids in the 90s.
Right, like the Mighty Ducks or something, but like a football
version. Or like
a
Rookie of the Year, or it would be called The Owner. Or, like
wasn't there
Gary Busey would be in it?
What was the football movie that had Keanu Reeves where he played quarterback? Falco? Remember that? Wasn't he like a part owner of that team? Or I mean, that's been so long ago, I don't remember.
I have no idea.
That's crazy. Oh, well. Nikki says she's looking for a job. She hates these online apps. You and me both, Nikki. They do suck.
Same.
Lego says go to Indeed and upload a resume. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea because Indeed will just keep throwing you stuff every day.
We missed something. Oh,
wait, hold up. Oh, my bad. It did not get. Actually, I'm just not even there yet in the chat, am I?
I don't know. You've been pretty slow on the chat tonight.
Oh no, it took it off. It took it off. It took it off. I see it. I see it. It won't let me bring it up in the chat though. I'll just read it from the side. It won't let me bring it up. Like I've scrolled up, I don't see it. But it was a Cobra Kai Ty. He said he was a member for 1 month, so he upped his membership. And he says, "Good to see you guys." Cole mentioned you guys doing going on live with him for a stream. Do you guys have a time frame of when you're going to do that joint stream? Steve's been talking about him. Steve, let him know what you.
I'm
It
still
disappeared.
confused of why we didn't see that. That's strange.
It disappeared off
Either
the
way,
chat.
no, I've been talking to Cole a little bit. We're trying to find the perfect date that works for both of us. We were talking about maybe doing it Tuesday next week, but of course he does his Q&A every Tuesday, and we do one Tuesday. Instead of combining them, we're just kind of going to use a different day. And I shot him Thursday, which would be like what, June the, I don't know.
No idea. I can't do
8th?
math that well.
June 8th. That's the date that's floating around right now. I don't know. I haven't got confirmation on that one yet, but yeah, that is coming though. We're going to go on his channel and do a live stream. So it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Make sure you guys catch that. Keep an eye out for that official date. We'll get that straight.
Yeah, that should be fun. I don't like Cole's already been messaging us talking about how this is going to be like a bad few months for content because there's just nothing to talk about.
Dead, right?
Like
yeah.
the well has been dried. Like that's why we have so much DHop. I did notice in the chat you guys were saying that you guys want to hear more defensive talk. You guys want us to talk more about the defense, the defensive line, some of the rookies on the defense. I think
that's something that we could definitely talk about is how this defense. I think a lot of people don't understand that our defense has improved this offseason. And
right, we could do a little bit. Maybe that's what we can do. We're gonna do. I mean, of course, we do episodes every single day, but maybe our bonus podcast on Thursday, we may just break down the defense. That may be something to do. Look at each roster spot and see what's happening. Give a little cut. Who gets cut? Who stays? A little way too early prediction or something.
Right. I'm good with that.
Kenneth gifted a membership by who? This guy. Just checking to see if you guys got your memberships turned on. Kenneth gets a sub. Again, June 1st. That's coming up like when? Next Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that's something that we were going to talk about tonight as well. Had that written down actually, so I didn't forget. But our members only live stream is in just 2 days. It's on June 1st. We do it the first Thursday of every month, and it just so happened to fall on the 1st in June. So it'll be our members only live stream. So if you're not a member yet and you want to get in on that, I'll give you some incentive. We're giving away a signed Derek Johnson jersey on Thursday night. And of course you have to be a member to be on the members only live stream. So if you're not a member yet and you want to get in on that, make sure that you get that taken care of before Thursday, because we'll be doing that. And I think I'm not sure about the time exactly, Mike, but what do you think about like 6 p.m. Eastern time or 7? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm good. Throw up a membership poll tomorrow and let everybody decide on what they want to do. But I'm good with like 7, 6 their time, or 8 our time, 7 their time.
Let's
That's
just go for 7. Hey, we're going to go ahead and say it right now. I'm just putting it in stone, okay? It's going to be 7 o'clock on June 1st. It's going to be our members only live stream. I will send out a community post to remind everybody. But yeah, for sure. If you guys want to get in on that, make sure you get that membership taken care of. They start at $4.99. Just go hit the join button.
Yep. Nikki says it's this Thursday. Nikki's keeping us on our toes. So yeah, it'll just be like one more day and somebody gets a Derek Johnson autographed jersey. That's insane. I was already thinking of stuff, Steve, for next month's memberships. Yeah. And I haven't run it by you just yet, but there's a certain wide receiver on our roster that everybody's obsessed over. And I'm trying to pull off a jersey, another one maybe, with a very obsessed wide receiver. We'll see what happens.
We also might do in the future some giveaways of just our merchandise,
right.
And then random memorabilia too. So it might get to a point if we can get there financially with the channel, where we'd be able to do multiple giveaways on each one of those.
Yeah, for sure. So. The more we grow, the more we'll give.
Right.
Because we grow with you guys and you guys help us grow. Colleen says, do members have to be present to win? I don't think we'll do it that way just in case people have to work and stuff. I mean, life gets in the way, right? How should we do it, Steve?
I don't know. It's easier to do that way, but I know like a lot of people do it to where you just kind of put a hashtag on a video, and there's some random automators online that'll go in and it'll pick somebody that used that hashtag.
What if we, dude? It might be crazy, but what if we use the Wheel of Death and go put in all members and just spin it for an hour?
Can you even put that many? Like, there's over.
I mean, if
100
you got to divide it up
members.
into 50 and 50 or in brackets and then put the winners all together.
You'll be doing a Wheel of Death for like 3 hours to try to get that done.
That's intense. Who doesn't want to watch the Wheel of Death for an hour?
I think this is what we should do. Maybe we can use the thing that pulls the hashtags, and we can have it pull like 10. We can have it pull 10 names, and then the 10 names go onto the Wheel of Death, and everyone can watch it live.
Yeah, right. And then the final 10 names, everybody's like, yeah.
Yeah.
We party, and somebody's going to walk away with an awesome Derek Johnson jersey, and it's entertainment.
Should we call it the Wheel of Death or the Wheel of Destiny?
It should be the Wheel of Destiny, because you don't get death. You get a Derek Johnson jersey. We'll call it the Wheel of Derek Johnson.
Things are coming from it. The Wheel of Destiny is what it's going to be.
The Wheel of Fortune.
Destiny.
It's a fortunate thing.
Hey, I got it. The Wheel of Dynasty.
Wheel of Dynasty.
Because that's what we are, baby. That's what
that'll be fun.
We're in the middle of it.
Okay, well, we should just, what we'll do is this Thursday, we'll throw up our podcast video, and you guys can hashtag something. We'll give you a hashtag within the first minute of the video, tell you what to use, and comment it. We'll have the thing pull out of it. You want to do that?
You have to remember, man, this is a members only thing, so I don't know.
Oh, true.
We might be able to do that, or we can just tell them on the members only live stream. We'll just give it to them then and let them go do it. We'll give them 10 minutes to go get it done.
That's true.
But yeah, we'll get it. We'll do it one way or the other. But if you want to do that, if you want to be part of that, and you want a chance at winning that Derek Johnson signed jersey, then get your membership, baby. That's what the point is. We can move on now.
Yeah, the point is those memberships. They still mean something. Julia says she'd rather watch another episode of What Will Mike Drink This Time.
Yeah.
Anything's better than clabbered milk.
You know what's
Julia.
funny? You know what's funny about that, guys? Mike's got a super weak stomach, so it's so funny that happened.
So bad.
Mike hates everything.
Dude, pretty bad. I just watched a cat cough up a hairball yesterday, and I almost passed out on the floor, watching it. I was so angry.
But you'll drink clabbered milk.
Dude, it's just one of those things. If I hear somebody gag, I'm gagging. If I see somebody throw up, I'm done. For 6 hours, I'm done. I tell you. What's up, Doug? I see Doug in the chat. What's going on, Doug?
Doug?
Man. It's 8:07 p.m. 8:07 p.m. So we still got a little while. Get those questions in the chat. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. We're still just talking about.
There's not a whole lot to talk about, but it's DHop.
It's DHop and nothing. I guess we can talk a little bit about the defense, though. Steve, what do you think? What do you think our starting defensive line is going to look like this year? I think George Karlaftis is on that defensive line. He's a starter, and Chris Jones is a starter.
I think it's going to be George Karlaftis and Charles Omenihu on the edges, and I think you're going to see Chris Jones, and it's probably going to be Derek Noddy or Colburn. Actually, you know what? Healthy Turk Wharton would probably be that other starter.
Could be, and it depends because a lot of times Noddy and I think Colburn's going to be used a lot on running down, so you may see him on first, third and shorts, things like that. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Felix is going to get the start. He'd have to come in and have a monstrous camp. I mean, he would have to almost look like what a steal. You know what I mean? It'd have to be like that.
Right.
So then, so if we go to linebackers. I think obviously Willie's going to start. I believe Willie's going to start. I believe Nick Bolton's starting, obviously. So then that third linebacker, is it going to be Tranquil? Is it going to be Leo? Which one is it going to be? Because they're putting Tranquil everywhere.
Good question. I don't know, man. I think Leo kind of earned his spot last year, though. You think Tranquil? I don't know. They're probably going to rotate. They normally rotate the linebackers, but hey, how good is our core of linebackers this time around?
Our linebackers
I'm digging it.
Are good.
Pretty solid. Pretty daggone
Jack
solid.
Cochran coming back. And then again, we brought in Isaiah Moore from North Carolina State. We signed Jones from Indiana. That kid can flat out play. I think his name's Jones. I forgot his first name.
Cam Jones.
Cam Jones from Indiana. You know what? We're Kentucky guys, so we have a rivalry with Indiana. I try to forget every player that goes there.
They're kind of not relevant. They're not really a rival because they don't really win. So
yeah, well, Can't say that anymore about basketball because Kentucky's fell off the map there. But yeah, it's one of those things. Doug with the 2-bomb. Doug, appreciate you, brother. He says, thanks for all you guys do.
Thanks,
Great
Doug.
content. Appreciate you, Doug. It's slow. We're in the dog days of – we're just now starting summer,
Yes,
though,
sir.
right? Like, did everybody have a good Memorial Day? Let's start with that. I know you guys didn't work. So let us know in the chat what you guys did on Memorial Day. How good was that?
Yeah.
And I think
We
Memorial
appreciate
Day
you, Doug, though. Thanks,
Memorial
man.
Day should be Memorial Week in this country now, right? Let's just go for a full week. Why not? Hey,
Can
fun
everybody be
story.
off work all week, too?
Fun story about DHop. Because of the NFL making Memorial Day a 4-day weekend, he actually was not released on Friday. They could not file the paperwork,
Right,
so he
yeah.
was not officially released until today. And I haven't
Yeah.
even seen where they got it in. They had to get it in by 3 p.m. today, and I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, people were talking about sneaking trades and all kinds of stuff. Like, it was funny. I was reading about that, yeah.
What if the Chiefs would have snuck a trade with DHop today and just not had to pay him anything? Like, how does that work? So, look, I was going to say, if Arizona doesn't want to eat all the contract, or what if Arizona says, I will eat the contract, then he's technically under contract this year. So couldn't the Chiefs have just give nothing? Right? They won't have to sign an extension. I don't know how that
They
works.
gotta work something out. That's all there is to it. We're seeing that right
I guess
now,
it's dead
right? They
money.
gotta
It's
come
dead money. It's dead money. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So it is what it is, though. I'm excited to see how that plays out. I mean, if we don't get him, I'm not going to be sad about it because I think that we have a good receiver core. But
What? That's the best comment I've ever read. Best comment ever.
what?
I
What's
grilled
this?
fake hot dogs for family for Memorial Day. Times
What's
are
fake
different.
hot dogs?
What are fake hot? That's
Are
the
they like turkey
greatest
dogs or
comment I've
something?
ever read, man.
I'm so confused right now.
I have no idea what this cat's talking about. Like, are you talking about like just the cheapos? You know, like the S bar, whatever they're called, bar S.
Those are so bad.
They're so bad.
Cindy
Wait,
with the membership.
Steve goes
Appreciate
on
you,
to
Cindy.
Cindy. He gets rid of the comment about the hot dogs. I
Mike,
want to
you-
talk more
you-
about the hot dogs, man.
Well, you can talk more about the hot dogs when he talks more about the hot dogs. We're
Cindy,
not
I
going to
appreciate
speculate.
you. I appreciate you. I just want to know what a fake hot dog is. Like, is it like a vegan hot dog?
Or like the little kid plastic ones that they play with. You know, they like have their own little kitchen.
I can't. I'm not gonna be the same. I'm
Ty
just
had it
saying.
going on. He smoked ribs, had a party in the fire pit, tiki torches, and dude,
What? Ty,
he's had a time.
no invite, Ty. I mean,
know,
I
man,
couldn't have
but-
got there, but I mean, could have invited me.
But maybe we could have.
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh man, maybe he's talking about vegan dogs. That's what Nikki was saying. I think that's what he's talking. No animals here in there. Okay, yeah, okay. So he's talking about like vegan
like,
dogs.
Hey, fake. Well, what's a real hot dog though? Just like chicken and pork and everything,
Yeah.
beaks and
Gary's
stuff.
grilling. You guys, next time all y'all are grilling, you better throw an invite to
You
your
know,
boys.
I grilled yesterday though. I did. I didn't grill. The girlfriend's dad grilled. He grilled out hamburgers and hot dogs and
Dude,
chicken.
why do I
and-
miss my mouth every time?
I don't know. It's huge.
I
Scott.
know.
Scott says he thinks our week 1 starting defensive line is going to be Mike Dana, Derek Nottie, Jones, and O'Menihue. Or, so Karloftis ain't getting that starting job then, huh? Or George, Dana, Jones, and Charles. Okay, so you replaced that time.
I don't think
Dana
that they'll
coming
give
down to
Dana the
DT.
start
That could
at
be
DT.
something.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. He can do that, but I don't know
It
if he's
depends.
starting.
Think about it. He could not be a starter, but what if the very first play, Spags is like, well, we're going to
I
do
was
this.
just kind of going by the past, and I think when Tershawn Morton's healthy, they normally go with him, like even over Derek Nottie and them. So, I mean, that could be wrong because he's had a lot of injuries. So, I don't know. Maybe Colburn could pull the start. Do you think the Rook could do it?
It's possible, man. It's possible.
Be kind of cool to see.
It is possible.
I had
Lego
another
says,
poll up.
Okay.
So
Go
if you guys
ahead.
didn't see that, you can go vote on that. I just wanted to see which one y'all thought was most likely to be gone after this season, Willie Gay or L'Jarius Sneed. Kind of want to see where everybody's head was at on that.
That's tough. I think it's going
Right.
to fall really close to 50-50. Lego said he poured one out for his pops. Rest in peace, PFC Jerry C. Yeah, man. Your dad. That's awesome. He served. I'm sure that happened a lot yesterday, man. Memorial Day. It's just one of those things, but that's why we get
What
to
it's
grill
for,
out
baby.
and do.
That's what it's
do-
for.
Yeah,
Gotta-
that's why we get to have dumb shows like this, So that's awesome. The Spoken Podcast is in the house. What's up, guys? Is this Lance? Is this
What up?
Who is it? Is this Lance? Lance, we need to get you on the show sometime if it's you. It's 8:11. I just now seen this comment, so if you've already clicked off, I'm probably talking to nobody. But if it's Lance, let me know in the chat. We need to get Lance on here someday. Talk about some. We haven't talked about the draft picks. I'm kind of curious to hear other people's.
Hey.
Lance would have a really hot take on L'Jarius Sneed or Willie Gay.
He would have a really hot take on DHop right now too, because everybody hates.
That's true.
For some reason, if Lance makes sense of anything, like everybody has to go against it. It's like they get their pitchforks out.
It's Twitter.
It's like this guy's allowed to have an opinion, right?
Dude,
I mean,
Chief's
it's not
Twitter.
like you don't know what he's talking about.
Chief's Twitter is pretentious.
But Chiefer, he says that he stared at that poll for 5 minutes and he hasn't clicked yet. It's a tough
that
one, man,
hard?
but it's a tough one, but it's a real thing. Like a lot of people don't want to face the music, but one of those two guys more than likely are going to be on the outs, if not both. So I mean, I was just kind of wondering where everybody's head was at on that one. Who do you think? Do you think that would? I just don't see him paying a corner, man. I still think Willie Gay's safer than Sneed, even though I think Sneed's been more effective somewhat.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like we're deeper at corner. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If like Isaiah Moore, Drew Tranquil just plays lights out, or Cam Jones makes the team and turns. Well, we even had that kid that we picked up from Pittsburgh that come over and played really well. Buddy Johnson, he looked good.
Yeah,
So I mean, who knows? But oh well. Kenneth says those Oscar Mayer OG cheese dogs. Those are the best. The little cheeses.
Those were awesome. Whatever happened to those? Those still exist with the fake cheese in them?
Those would be awesome. Okay, if you took Nathan's and put the cheese in it, so you didn't have to eat
Like
the
a beef dog?
Yeah, like a beef hot dog with it. That would be pretty sick. Brendan says, how many sacks will the defense get? How many to each guys? Jones, Karlaftis, Omenahue, FAU.
Let's think about this.
That's tough.
What did they have last year? They had around, 50, in the 50s, 55. We'll say 55. Because it's a nice round number. I think they were, second in the league behind the Eagles?
I think Karlaftis gets to double digits this year. I'm going to put him at 10. I'm going to say Chris Jones gets to – he probably going to get to his same he got this year.
13.
But he could. Yeah, I'll put him at like 13. So that's 23. I'll say Omenahue gets –
That's a modest number for Chris Jones too.
I'm going to put FAU at the floor. So I'm going to put him at like 4 to 5. And actually, I think his floor could be 3, to be honest. But it just depends. And Omenahue, I'll give him like 5.
8.
You're going to give him 8?
I don't know. It just depends.
Well, I feel like Omenahue and FAU is going to be rushing from the same side. So
you're probably looking at something close to last year. Like I said, I think they had around 55 sacks. If anybody wants to look that up, let us know. That's cool. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
Later, boats and hoes. See ya.
He's on lunch break.
Thanks.
He's getting back.
Have a good one.
Hey, man, if you guys are just joining us, we got 71 in here. Hit that like button. It helps a lot. Hit the like button, back out of the live chat. Smash that little like. Come on back. Talk to us. Get in the chat. Let us know. Say hi. Ask a question. Ask something stupid. We don't care. There's no stupid questions. We just got stupid hosts. And then, other than that, if you're new, hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 10.
We're so close to the 9,000 mark. We're very, very close to the 9,000 mark. I think we need like 12 more or something like that. Man, it is. I'll tell you what. YouTube has been slow going. But maybe not for some of the other channels, but for us, it's just been real slow lately.
For all the other channels that are way cooler.
Some people can just throw some random things out and,
it works. I don't know. Not so fortunate over here.
Yeah, but it's been a little slow, but we're right at that 9,000 mark. We're going to get to 10. We're getting to 10 before the season starts. That's the goal. So if you haven't hit that sub button yet, go do it. What are you waiting for?
What's up, Trav?
Anyway,
says,
we didn't answer that question. We did not answer the last question. I want to finish it. Hefe says that the Chiefs had 55 sacks total last year. So I was right on the nose with the 55. So I think that we will have a total.
Well, you got to remember you're going to have some DBs getting some sacks too. L'Jarius Sneed had 6 of those?
Right. I'm going to go with 56. We're going to one-up it. Let's do it.
I'm going for 80.
Mike, come on. Don't be doing a Nick Wright cop-out.
Who's fighting an 80 over here? Look, I'm going to say, look, I'm going to Nick Wright it. I'm going to say that Omenahue is going to delay FAU's development, and it's just not going to be the same, man. And we probably only get to 30, according to Nick Wright. That's his logic. So let's roll with it.
Could be.
Okay, back to Trav. Trav says, hello, jumped in here, got assaulted by a pole. I'm guessing that was Steve's stupid poll about whatever. I'm not pushing either of those. Trav, you got to push them, man.
Well, look, it's just I'm trying to see where everybody's head's at on that one because this is like a realistic thing that's coming up, right? So I just want to know what people think. Do you think that they value Willie Gay or L'Jarius Sneed more? And with that being said, there's a lot of things that play into that, like the depth of the position and things like that. What do have the Chiefs normally paid linebackers? Have they normally paid corners? Or are they both going to be gone? I don't know. Nothing malicious here. I just really wanted to see what you guys thought about it.
Right. A lot of people don't like to do it, man. We've asked a lot of questions that really irks. They don't want to nobody wants to answer.
You got to face life's tough decisions.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to, like, who was it the other day? Julia, we said, who would it hurt more to miss this year? Was it like Kelsey or Chris Jones? Everybody's like, why would you ever? I don't know.
That was a crazy one. I'm going to go ahead and say
it's just something to talk about.
That one was wild. That was a wild one.
It's just something to talk about. What if Chris Jones holds out?
That was a wild one. I'll say that.
Ain't that wild, bro? Lewis.
I like this
I'm
one.
going to bring Lewis. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Lewis says Karlaftis, he says going to have 10.5. So he's going a half higher than we are. Jones at 14. So he went one more on Jones.
I'm okay
the
with
kid
that.
from Texas, Colburn, 10 sacks.
Whew.
That's high for a DT, my man.
I'm thinking 3.
I mean, he could do it. I think he's got all the talent in the world.
How
but
much playing time is he going to get?
Yeah, I think he's going to run into that Derek Nottie situation, man. Nottie had a heck of a year last year.
Turk Wharton.
Felix 8, Omenihu 9. This cat
I like
right here.
those. I like those.
Yeah.
How many is that total? If you just do the math real quick.
That's what I was trying to do.
34 and a half and then 17. So you're looking at 40. So that would give like 10 to 15 to DBs if we hit around that 55 mark. Yeah.
Well, you're not counting Mike Dana there.
Right.
You're not counting
a couple.
Yeah, you got a couple more. What if we bring back Frank Clark? What if we bring back Frank Clark? That's like at least 2 sacks.
Then you have to add 2 or 3.
Yeah, you got to add 2 more to that list. But everybody's knocking the door down. Why is Chiefs Kingdom so hell-bent on knocking the door down for Frank Clark? Like, I get he's great during the offseason, and I would be okay to have Frank back.
in the postseason?
Yeah, in the postseason. It would be, I'd be down with it. But at the same time, it's like, we've already $7.7 million dead cap money on this dude. And it's like, I don't know.
I'm okay if it's team-friendly, bring him back, cool. If not, then let it roll. It is what it is.
I just don't think he makes or breaks the defense. Let's put it that way.
No. Kenneth asked, a player from both sides that will surprise fans this season.
Good question.
That's what I was getting ready to click on here. I like that one.
Good question.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the offense. Let's see who's going to surprise some fans this season. I think it's up between 2 people for me. I'm going to take a cop out. I'm going to pick 2, just because I talked about one a little bit earlier. But number 1, I think is going to be Sky Moore. I think that people didn't get to see much of him last year, and he didn't utilize him very much last year. I think a lot of people are in the mindset that he is kind of like McCole Hardman or a gadget kid or something like that. He's much more than that. He was the best receiver in college football 2 years ago. He had the most yardage. He had the most yak. He had the most missed tackles. He's very, very good, and I think that you're going to see a huge step up from him this year. And I think it's going to surprise a lot of people because there's a lot of people that they got him marked into that other category. And then my long shot and a little dark horse, as I've talked about before, was Noah Gray. I think if they start trying to take some snaps off of Kelsey to go ahead and get a little bit of workload off of him, I think you'll see more Noah Gray, and I think you'll start seeing what they've been seeing, and that's why they've been content with the tight ends.
Okay, well, I'll go offense. Those are good ones. I'll take 2 as well. My first one's going to be MVS. I think a lot of people are expecting a lot out of Sky Moore this year, so I don't think that would surprise people, Steven.
No,
I think a lot of people think he's going to step it up this year. So I don't
did
know
you
if
not see everybody
on
our entire fan base talking about Sky Moore being a bust last year because they couldn't comprehend that Andy Reid don't use rookie wide receivers.
Come on.
What?
This is you got to get off Twitter, bro. Like, Twitter's the cesspool of life. Okay.
I'm not talking Twitter. I'm talking YouTube. I'm talking all of it.
Who's guilty of it? Leave it in the comment. Who's guilty of hating on Sky Moore? You call yourself out.
There was a lot, especially around the times he dropped those punts.
Look,
because I'm like, well, this kid wasn't right here to be a punt returner.
Okay, so taking that out, I'm going to say MVS. And the reason is because I feel like later in the season, he showed when he needed to. he got it done in the playoffs. There were certain times he got it done. I think his everything kind of comes around. Like, he learns the playbook. He's more comfortable playing with Mahomes. I think they time it up a little better this year. I think MVSB is going to be a little better. And then my second surprise player on the offense, DHop. He's just going to surprise a lot of people here in Kansas City. That's what's going to happen. Is he going to be here? No. But that's why if he does make one catch, that's going to surprise a lot of Chiefs Kingdom. So that's where I'm going.
Let's do defense real quick.
Okay. Let me start defense.
Okay, yeah. We won't take as long on this one.
Surprise defender that's going to surprise some people this year. I think we talked about him already. I've got two, and they're both safeties. I think it's going to be Justin Reed is going to go through the roof this year. I think he's going to be much better. But I think you're going to see a bigger step up from Brian Cook, and I think you're going to see Mike Edwards. I think our safety is going to be a strong point this year. I think Mike Edwards is going to have a good season if he can get on the team. Because we said this about Lonnie Johnson last year. I said Lonnie Jones. Lonnie Johnson. And then this cat didn't even make the roster. And we were thinking that Lonnie Johnson had a chance. So strange. Weird. So Mike Edwards, if he gets on the team and he gets some playing time, I think Mike Edwards does some good things back there because he is a ball hawk. He can also sack the quarterback. He can get after it. So I think that. A lot of corners, too. You can pick any DB out here, and I think they're going to have a strong season. I think our DBs are good.
I'm going with Leo. I'm hanging with Leo on this one. I think that we saw some progress last year. He went from looking kind of out of place to being a little stunned by, the learning curve, going from college to NFL to starting by the end of the season. And I think this year you're going to see a little bit more comfortable Leo, and you're going to see some bigger hits and more tackles, and I think people will be pleasantly surprised with Leo this year. So that's where I'm hanging out with that one.
Heck
so, yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
For sure. Chris Wright's in the house. Chris Wright, what's up, brother? He gifted five memberships from Chris Wright. So we got some new members. We got Ozark Hillbilly, a member. Orion is a member. Brian Parrott gifted a membership. Brian, what'd you say?
Orion.
What'd I say? Orion? Same thing. Wink. No, Wink is not. Wink's already a member, isn't he? Yeah, Wink's already a member. I missed that one. Julia. Oh, Julia Goulia was gifted a membership by Chris Wright.
Julia Goulia, you weren't a member yet? What?
It may have just expired because I kind of thought she was.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
But the other way, how about that? Chris throws out a gift and 5 of them go that quick because
boom,
why?
Boom, boom, boom.
People have figured out to turn on their gifts. We're making progress
with a bang.
We're making progress, guys.
That's what he does, because he's a legend. The Real Cato says, yo, bro, Saturday was my birthday, and I posed in all Chiefs with the Rocky statue. Heck yeah, dude, you have to send us that pic, dude. We got to see it. That's awesome. Happy birthday, by the way.
For sure. What's up, Amani? I see Amani in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Night Haunter in the house.
Trav said he finally pushed one of the polls. He pushed Willie Gay. Steve, you want to bring up the poll? See where it's at?
Yeah, let's end it. Let's end the poll. We'll end your misery. We'll end your misery. Dude, it's so close, though. Dude, it's so close, I'm going to let it go. I'm sorry. It's got 43 votes. Let's get it to 50. If you guys haven't voted, get to 50, because it's literally 51-49% right now. I want a solid 50 votes on this thing. I want to see, because I like it. It's good.
Okay.
Nice
well, while we're doing that, we'll talk about Doug here. What's up, Doug? Doug says, how many yards do you think Rice will have this season? Your thoughts? Yeeks. Okay.
I'm gonna be generous.
Okay.
I think it's probably gonna be lower than this number, but I'm gonna throw this number out.
I'm gonna throw out a number with you. Oh, I was gonna say 500 too.
Yeah. It'll probably be lower, more than likely. But he's not. I'd say ceiling for him.
Okay.
6.
If you had to bet in Vegas and the over under was 500, are you taking the over or the under?
Under. If my money's on it, under. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If DHop comes, right? Because it'll stun the growth.
If DHop comes, under. If DHop doesn't, under. Yeah.
I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say 501.
You would put your money on that?
Are we counting playoffs?
Knowing what Andy Reid does to rookie wide receivers, you would put your money on the over on 500.
You got 17
everybody
games.
Put it in the chat. Over. Actually, I'm going to make that the next poll. So let's just not.
17 games. Just think about this.
I like that.
17 games. Okay.
I'm telling you, dude.
50 yards a game. You don't even got to get to 50 yards a game.
I got a question. I have a question. Do you think Rashee Rice is a better wide receiver than Sky Moore?
Right now, today, no. By the end of the season, could be.
No. Sky Moore coming fresh out of college to Rashee Rice coming out this year. Who's a better one? Sky
They're
Moore.
so different, though.
They are different, but it's still all day Sky Moore. I'm just gonna say it.
You think?
Yes.
You know,
he's more well-rounded. I mean,
Patrick Mahomes wasn't banging the table to draft, him.
I love Rashee Rice, but here's what Rashee Rice is known to do: play jump ball. That's what he's known to do. He's athletic, plays jump ball. Sky Moore came out polished. He's, like I said, yak, missed tackles,
he's a jumper,
sure
baby.
hands. Like his drop rate was insanely low. Sky Moore was definitely better when he first came out than Rashee Rice. And Sky Moore didn't hit no 500 yards, did he?
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Our receiving core last year at this time, was it better? Yeah, I think so. Because you had to implement.
Last year at this time?
Well, I'm just saying because you had. Well, when it comes to put the rookie in, because you had MVS and you had Juju that was going to come in and garner a lot of snaps, and so Sky had to basically. We knew Sky was nothing more than a 5 coming in last year.
I don't know.
Maybe even a 4.
But we got Jan Frygave with the 1999 bomb. We appreciate you, Jan. You're amazing.
Jan.
Thanks for all your support. Over the last year and a couple months that we've been doing YouTube, Jan's been a great supporter, so we appreciate that a lot. More than you know. Thank you.
Gary says Rice going to have 750, Steve.
Oof.
I'm just curious. I suck at math. So how about, let me just bring up my old calculator.
I'm just going to take a quick look at how many Sky Moore had last year. Because that'll give you a basis. Because he's not going to get much more. He might get a little bit more than Sky got, but it's not going to be a major difference.
Okay, look. If this is all he has to get 500, 29.4 yards a game.
Dude, here, let me tell you this. Sky Moore had 250 yards last year. You really think Rashee Rice is going to go over 500?
They didn't let him play hardly at all. I think Rashee Rice is going to be a threat in the end zone. He's going to be the red zone threat enough, I think.
You don't think right now, do you put Rashee Rice in the top 3 wide receivers on this team right now? Because I don't. There's no way.
MVS, Kadarius Toney, and
Sky.
Okay, well, you think Kadarius Toney's playing the entire season? That Rashee Rice ain't going to get that 4th.
Well, that's a
third.
thing. I guess that's a factor that you could put into there.
It's a big old factor.
How many injuries? But
this also attributes.
But hey, last year McCole Hardman couldn't stay on the field. Every couple days he was hurt.
Right.
He needed a Band-Aid.
And how many times did they destroy Sky Moore's confidence by putting him back at punt returner?
Right. Don't think they won't try it with Rashee Rice, my friend. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I'm going to stick with under 5. I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. We got to 50. We got over the 50. We got to 53 votes. And it looks like to me that 54% thinks L'Jarius Sneed is more likely to go. And I'm part of you. I think so too. I just do, just because he's a cornerback. Yeah, and I just think we have so many young quarterbacks. I mean, man, look how many good ones we got last year alone.
It's unpopular. It's unpopular, but Sneed could be the Fenton of this year. He may get traded.
Truth bomb. He's probably gone.
Truth bomb. He's probably going to get traded.
I got to get that emoji. I've been slacking on the emojis. I'm going to get a ketchup bottle for Chris. I'm going to get a truth bomb going. Probably make a slap nuts emoji. We're going to have some good stuff.
Slap nuts.
Slap nuts. It'd be awesome.
Man, I like the slap nut emoji.
Be good times. I'm going to get this other poll up while you keep on trekking on the chat and try to catch up there. I'll get this poll up because I want to see what people are thinking on that one.
Well, the chat's still talking about DHop. Ozark does not like DHop one bit. He thinks DHop is going to be in the XFL. I think that's what he said earlier. I'm not for sure.
He's being crazy. There's no way.
He said offer him $6 million with incentives, and if he says no, we move on. That's lower than I said. I said $8 million. Everybody said I was crazy.
Well, look, I'm not I get the sentiment, but I think you might as well just move on.
Yeah, don't even offer it. He ain't gonna take it.
Why even look stupid?
Yeah, Lewis then says DHop, from what he's reading, is asking $20 million plus. Well, we've said this. If DHop does not want to take the daggone pay cut, then he don't want to win because he's not getting paid from Buffalo either. They don't have any money. I think between Buffalo's salary cap and the Chiefs' salary cap, if you add it together, I probably got more in my bank account right now. and that's like $14 or something. Dude,
the test results have come back and it determined that was a lie.
What? That I don't have but $14 in my bank account?
No, that you had more.
I got 14.
Got the poll up. But I got 14. Do you have 14?
The Chiefs are negative. Look, I think Buffalo has like 1.3, and I read the Chiefs are negative. Unless that's completely wrong. I think Over the Cap is the one was saying something about it today. They're in trouble, man. Scott Crosser says he thinks that Rashee Rice is a better prospect.
I don't know. I can't get on that board. I'm not arguing with that opinion. I think if that's your opinion, that's cool. I mean, you have an argument, but I don't know, man. Sky Moore was the best in football. A lot of people projected him to go at the end of the first round last year.
Right. Well, what ifs? Missouri Sports Network, what's up, brother? He says if you're not a member, y'all should join. They will have a jersey giveaway on June 1st. That's Thursday night. Giving away a Derek Johnson signed with certificate of authenticity. It is the real deal. So, yeah, you can put that on your wall.
Appreciate the work you do over on Discord, taking care of that for us. Can't thank you enough for that. And we'll throw that up, too. I'll get that. If somebody can do that, actually, if you could throw that up there in the comments, that would be amazing. Like an invite for these people to get to our Discord. Trying to grow that. Like, it's in the infant stages. So, but, I mean, I've noticed some people starting to have some conversations on there lately. So, it's just a place where all of our members can go and talk. And there's also a thread for non-members. You just can't get into all of it except for that one thread. So if you're a Discord person, look for that in the comments.
Okay, Lewis says the Bills have 1.2, Chiefs have 1.6.
They're in the same boat.
I've got to find.
They're in the same boat. I think if it's going to be one of those two, I mean, it's whoever can free up the money, right? How are they going to do it? We have an option. I don't know what their situation's like over there. I haven't really dug into that, but we know that if we can get Chris Jones restructured, that we can free up some money. Like, what do they have? Like, how can they free up some money? So I don't know.
Who knows?
So we might have the edge. We might have the
edge
as far as that goes. A lot of people are saying the Browns are going to get him because they have the money to throw out. A lot of people are saying the Eagles have the money to throw out. I think if he wants to try to win a Super Bowl, he's not going to the Browns, even if they pay him quite a bit. So I could see him trying to justify taking more money to go with the Eagles and be like, hey, well, they're in the Super Bowl last year. Maybe I can help them get over the top. I got a shot at winning a Super Bowl. I could see that point of view. But if he goes to the Browns, no. Even actually, if he goes to Buffalo, I don't really like his point of view on trying to win a Super Bowl because I think they are firmly probably the third best team in the AFC right now, if that. So I don't know.
You think the Bills? So the Chiefs are the number one team in the AFC easily.
Yeah,
you think the Bills? You think the Bengals are over the Bills?
I mean, they've proved it. I mean, as much as we hate them, they've proved it. They were in the AFC Championship game the last 2 years, weren't they? And they beat us in one of them.
True.
So I mean, it is what it is. What is
so
Buffalo
if the Bills get DHop, are they now ahead?
No, I don't think it changes much for the Bills. The Bills are already that offense where Josh Allen's going to throw up prayers to Gabe Davis, going to throw up prayers to Stephon Diggs, and hope that they come down with it. So it would be beneficial for them because DHop can pull it down some of those jump balls. But at the same time, it's like it's not going to change anything. There's no new element there. Everybody still knows what you're going to do. Like with the Chiefs, I feel like it opens up a new level. Like it's like a new level is unlocked. Is what I think if they get D-Hop, because all of a sudden it's like, crap, how in the hell do we game plan for Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins, and then try not to get our asses torched by Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and MVS?
Right.
Like, so that's where I'm at with it. I think that D-Hop offers more to the Chiefs than he does other teams, in my opinion, just because we've yet to see an X. Like a true wide receiver one. We have not seen that with Patrick Mahomes. And I'm right there with Nick Wright and everybody else. I don't think we need D-Hop. It's not a need. But it would open up new doors. And I think it would be fun to watch.
Yeah. Okay, so go on Sport Track. I'm looking. They're pretty good with cap and different things. This is the one thing that's throwing me off here. They've got a stat called total with top 51 players. So they're leaving 2 players off the roster. Top 51. So they say with the cap, with the top 51, we've still got $1,099,000. So we're about $1.1 million over the cap. But if it says cap space with all, they're projecting us to be over the cap by $29 million. How's that possible? Who's the two they're not counting here? I don't understand how that works on the sport track. I don't understand that stat. I'm going to have to figure that one out because I don't understand what the 51.
I don't understand a lot of the cap. Like, I've never really dove into it and tried to learn it.
It takes a special kind of person to understand those numbers like that.
I'm glad that we have Veach because he's awesome with the cap. So that's the thing about it. If we're gonna be able to pull in an offer for DHop that could entice him to come to Kansas City, there's one guy that can get that done, and that's Veach. So I'm confident that he'll do whatever he can to make it happen. Because I think if they've been trying to trade for him already, he's in on it.
For sure. Tony, what's up, brother? He said, "What's up, fellas?"
Tony. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Tony. Ozark says cap is a myth. I think it is. It seems like a myth, don't it? Like, how is it that all these teams just keep signing and keep signing? They're talking about right now, the Ravens may be able to pull this off for DHop. Like, how do you overpay OBJ, overpay a running back to play quarterback, and then you're going to come out here and sign DHop? I don't get it.
Right. Hey, Chiefers 65 Toss Power Trap put up the Discord invite in the comments. So if you can find that, if you want to get over there on the Discord, go hit that link. Yeah, I don't understand the cap a lot. It's really confusing, and I feel like
this is the one that confuses you.
Yeah.
How the hell the Eagles have $15 million in cap, bro? These dudes, dude, if you just graduated from the University of Georgia, they done signed you to a 2-year deal. Like, that's all it took.
They must be having these guys playing for Pebbles.
Dude, what's their guy's name over there, the GM? Howie Roseman? Howie?
Yeah.
I'm just going to call him Howie.
Roseanne?
They always say Howie and Roseanne over there. They said he does a good job at drafting and a good GM. I guess you do have to give him some credit. If he can sign every Pro Bowler there is known to man and still be $15 million over the cap, I don't know how he's pulling it off. Like, it makes no sense to me. And they just signed Jalen Hurts to a big old contract. Maybe they've got that back weighted, like, big time. Might have freed up a lot of cap or something.
Possibility.
Kyrie said, isn't Hopkins owed $20 million from Arizona? They had to eat 23. They're eating $23 million on him.
That place is a dumpster fire, kind of. I think.
Look,
Arizona.
If they would have waited till this Friday, June 1st, this Thursday, if they wait and cut him on Friday, which the paperwork didn't even go through till today. So if you just would have waited 5 days or something, you could have saved like $7 or $8 million. What are they tanking? They're tanking.
I don't know.
They're 100% tanking. The Cardinals are tanking.
Yep.
Call it right now. They're tanking. They're trying to get that number 1 pick next year and get rid of Kyler Murray. They're trying to get Caleb Williams out of USC.
Trying to get somebody that can get on all the rides at an amusement park.
Yeah. They're trying to get rid of Call of Duty Murray over here. What's he
if
even
you guys
doing?
are new to the channel, thanks for being here. Go hit that sub button. Hang out with us more often. Don't be afraid to get in the chat. Also, all you guys that are here, I think it says 67 right now, make sure to smash that like button for us. It helps us out tremendously. So take a minute to do that, and we'd appreciate it. Man, I don't think DHop. I don't think he's going to take like a low ball deal, even if it's like from a good team. I don't think $8 million is going to get him.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Let's not do this in overpaid, whiny athlete terms. Let's do this from normal, average, everyday working Joe, blue collar terms. If you're at your job and they've guaranteed you, we'll just make it easy, $100,000 for the year. You're going to work 40, 50, you're on salary, whatever. You're going to work 90 hours a week. You get $100,000 a year. If they tell you at the end of that year that they fire you in, what is it? Like, we'll just say they fire you in September and they say, look, we still are going to give you the rest of your $30,000 we owe you. And then you come calling, like I said, so like he's already getting $30 million dead cap money. He's just getting $23 million thrown at him. Why wouldn't you go ahead and use that as an incentive to be like, well, I can take like literally $5 million and be making $30 million this year and be playing for a Super Bowl winner?
Yeah.
This is your one chance to take that pay cut. because you're getting 23 dead. Like you're getting $23 million check.
Yeah, we talked about that. Does he get that? Did they cut that check to
Yes.
him?
He gets it.
So-
It's dead money.
So yeah, but it's also an opportunity for him to make like $50 million this year.
Who cares? You come.
Right,
Okay,
well,
look.
maybe him. I don't know.
You get your 23. You sign for $7 million. You make a cool $30 million to come play with the greatest quarterback ever, win a ring, and then go sign a 2 or 3 year deal with the Lions next year and rape them for a bunch of money because that's what all NFL veterans do. That they just wait and then they go to those bad franchises and take a lot of money and sit on the bench.
Right.
That's what they do.
Yeah, but I don't think so, man. I think he's going to want a decent amount of money. He's not going to play for Pebbles. He's just not going to do it. I think it's more of a pride thing with these guys. In all honesty,
I guess so. He don't want to look. I can't have OBJ making more money than me because why? Because OBJ is in Baltimore and he ain't gonna win nothing. Like, come on. Why? When is the ring? When is getting the ring? When does that become backseat to just being, I'm the highest paid player in football? Who cares? Who cares? Kyrie said they definitely are tanking because of Caleb Williams. Exactly. They're getting rid of Murray. Whoever drafted Murray, whoever the GM was there should be fired. Kyler Murray is trash. He's not a top 10 quarterback in this league. I will fight anybody to the death if you try to tell me that Kyler Murray is a top 10 quarterback. I would rather have Derek Carr as my quarterback than Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's not good. Like, he's got arm talent, and he's fast. That's it. He has nothing else.
What is he? So is he a corner?
I don't know. He's a baseball player. He should have went to the MLB.
He's a baseball player. Yeah, he would have probably been a good shortstop or second baseman.
Yeah, terrible idea. Like, he tried to pull the Mahomes, and it didn't work for him.
Didn't work.
What's this say? Night Hunter says $8 million with incentives to 17 to 18 mil.
That's what I was saying the other night, Night Hunter. Everybody bit my head off.
No, well, that's my thing. Like,
Steve,
do you really think they're gonna
if you
offer out
say,
$10 million in incentives?
Look,
like the incentives are usually not more than the contract.
They are. Look, I just said that we offered the same. They offered the same style contracts they offered Donovan Smith. Donovan Smith makes $2 million guaranteed, and he gets a per roster bonus incentive of $1 million per game.
So make sure he's healthy and plays.
He's making up to $11 million. That's what it can cap out at. It's like $11 million. So if you started at $8 million and you just put it up as like a $500,000, $750,000 per game bonus, give him $1 million for showing up to camp, and $1 million playoff bonus, and $1 million bonus if you win a Super Bowl, this dude can make $18 million and only 8 goes against the cap. It's perfect. This is exactly what I was saying the other night, and everybody said I was crazy. Which I probably am. I mean, he ain't going to take it.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at with this. Like, yeah, does it make sense? Yeah, to you and to a lot of people, it makes sense.
Does it make
sense
to
DeAndre Hopkins? No, because I can get more, and that's what these guys are about. More,
dude,
more,
it's
more,
greed.
More.
It's greed.
It's just how it is, man.
Boy, I wish I could be greedy. I wish I had that one. I wish I could roll up into my job and be like, you know what, guys? Probably not going to come in for the next 4 weeks and might go to a whole nother job unless y'all pop out about $22 million this year.
Doug says, who will have the most interceptions on our defense this season and how many? Ooh, that's a good question, too.
It's a great question.
And off the top of my head, I don't even know who was leading last year.
I'm going to go Justin Reed with 4. That's where I'm at.
Justin Reed with 4?
Yep.
How many interceptions? Chiefs had 11 interceptions last year.
You don't get very many. I mean, come on. Look, McDuffie didn't even get one. I
wonder how that broke down.
Our first-round pick didn't even have a pick because they barely even throw to him. Who had – Josh Williams had 2 maybe? Jalen Watson had 2 or 3?
Jalen Watson had 2, I think, maybe 3. Let's go with
you always get a fluke like tip up in the air. I bet Bolton had 2, 3. Bolton had 2 in the Super Bowl, didn't he? Or am I crazy?
Despite what happened last year, I'm going to go with Trent McDuffie.
What?
And I will say...
Steve, you can't go with Trent McDuffie. I'm going to tell you why. Don't do it. Because ain't nobody going to throw to Trent McDuffie. This dude is locked down. Like, they're not even going to throw to him. Like, look how locked down he was last year. They wouldn't even throw to his side of the field.
I mean, you're probably right, but I think that he's going to be a little more flashy this year. More people's going to know about the man.
They're going to throw at him 40 times. Do you think he's going to pick off 5 balls out of 40 throws?
All right, cool. Well, who's the worst corner on the team?
Snead. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't kill me. Don't
Well,
pitchfork
whoever
me.
the worst one is by Mike's logic. They're gonna get the most.
Well, whoever tries to get picked on the most. Why do you think Josh Williams and Jalen Watson got the picks? That's who they're forcing the ball to. You ain't forcing it to
true.
McDuffie, my man. McDuffie will burn you up. Chris with another gifted membership. Appreciate you, Chris.
Very nice.
Reach got the membership. Reach
Reach
up,
is in the house.
Reach is
Been
in the
quiet
house.
today. I didn't.
That's what I got from that.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Chiefs fan asked if we've looked at
hold on,
Jalen
hold on.
Hurts' contract.
I have not. We will do that. in
I
a
haven't
minute.
either.
Ty says, finally on Discord, that went faster than I thought. Thanks for putting the link up, Chiefer. Yeah, if you guys want to do that, I suggest you go over there and do it. It's a cool place you guys can hang out and talk all the time. And if you're having trouble getting notifications for our videos and our live streams on YouTube, because a lot of people have trouble with that,
Discord's good.
Discord's a hack, because it's gonna, if you'll let it have notifications on your phone, you'll get every one of them every time a video comes out.
I hear you.
And hey, one more thing on that, to Ty and everybody else that's joining the Discord, make sure that you link your YouTube account to Discord. There's a way to do it. Some of these guys that know more about it can help you if you don't know how to do that. But make sure you do that. That way you don't get kicked from the members only sections.
Yeah, because some people are getting kicked and they're like, "Wow," and we're like, "Well,
let me check the poll. I forgot about the poll. Let's go look.
do the poll."
Oh my goodness, really? I'm gonna end it. 65% think that Rashee Rice is gonna have over 500 yards.
I mean, that's only 29 yards a game. So if he gets 2 games where he sniffs 100, you're basically guaranteeing 3 games where he can just have 0.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, it's very, very possible. But I feel like if I had to put my money on it, and it's
I understand your logic.
a wide receiver, a rookie wide receiver for Andy Reid, I'm going
Right.
under.
Well, I get the logic. I do. But I'm also saying Scott
Doug,
hasn't been known to be
I like this question, Doug, because it's a over.
That's definitely over, Doug. We're taking over on that all day.
Yeah.
Put it at 6,000, and we'll do an over-under on it.
I would put my money on over 5,000 for Mahomes. I would.
Would you put
That's
your
a
money
risk
on
I'd be
over
willing to take.
52? Or is that
That'd be a
getting
risk
too
I'd be willing
close?
to take.
Okay.
I think the cutoff mark's 5,500. That's when you're like, yeah, probably shouldn't do. Actually, you probably shouldn't do 5,000. But if you love Mahomes and you trust him the way that I have so far, I think I would go for it. Why not? It works for Chiefsaholic. He makes all the crazy bets, and he's rich, and he's running from the law.
Wink says QBs can chase rings. Everybody else has to chase money. I just don't agree.
I don't either, especially freaking wide receivers. They get overpaid anyway.
Well, look, we just talked. If you watched our last episode, we just talked about like Justin Houston. That one of the best pass
$101
rushers to ever
million.
play the game. He made $101 million total
one
so far in
contract.
his career.
That was one
Yeah,
contract.
He didn't get the fullness of it though.
Right.
But
I
he's,
know, but-
he's got 101 total. What is this guy going to do with
well, here's my
$101
thing.
million?
Here's
That
my
he
thing.
can't take a small incentive and come get a
unless
deal.
you're just completely unreasonable in life and you live in a fantasy land, there ain't nobody in the NFL that needs to be chasing money. Like, it really depends on what they want personally, right? Obviously, if you're like one of the guys that get a league minimum and you get a chance for a bigger contract, you gotta
Oh, yeah,
do
for
that.
sure,
But, I mean,
that.
these guys that are already established, like DHop, he has no reason to chase
I'm gonna
money
tell
right
you-
now other than pure greed.
You know who should have been chasing money, and he's got all kinds of crap for it this year? It was the only one that probably deserved to do it. The running back out of San Diego. Not San Diego, L.A.
Austin Eckler.
Eckler. They use him until his legs are going to
Yeah.
fall off. And he wants a little bit of money, and they start throwing him on the trading block and everything. And now he's finally got a little bit of extra.
Could
They
you
didn't give him a
imagine-
lot. But,
Could you
dude,
imagine
running
Austin
backs have a
Eckler in the Chiefs
lifespan.
offense?
Exactly.
That would have been the ultimate slap in their face.
You know who
to
he reminds me of?
pull a Drew Tranquil on him.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Priest Holmes. The way he's so dangerous with the ball out of the backfield, like the way he can shift
He's
with the ball
smaller,
in his hands.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying
smaller.
he mimics the game, but I think he could do that. But
Yeah, he's very dangerous.
the
catching
running
the ball
back is the
backfield.
position I could see chasing some money because your years are shorter. What's a good run?
Receivers are divas.
Look at running back. You're getting King Henry. King Henry's getting ready to fall off a cliff, probably. His body
He's
is
getting
probably
beat to
beat
death.
up.
Tennessee dropped the ball with that guy. I mean, he is a absolute freak. Like, he's probably one of the best running backs you've ever seen play. I mean, just all there is to it. I mean, you might have to look at the stats and go by that, but I mean, if you just look at the eyeball test, there's not been many people like King Henry in the game.
Who's the other running back?
They run him into the ground.
Who's the other running back that's getting thrown around right now talking about trying to get a bigger contract? I don't remember who it is. But it's another guy kind of like King Henry, and it's like these guys can maybe go out and get some money because running backs, their lifespan in the NFL ain't too long. I'd say, 8 years? And if you're playing over 8 and you're being productive. Oh, it might be Dalvin Cook. Might be Dalvin Cook who I was thinking of.
We talked about that.
Somebody, but yeah. Whatever. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about Mike Evans over DHop. That's fine, but there's been zero, and this is why it's all been just rumor. I don't even think the Bucks are even interested in trading this guy, are they? Like, didn't everybody just make that up? Let's go trade with, like, you gotta have a trade partner. I don't think they want to get rid of him. They could. Somebody brought up that the other day too, Steve. Cooper Kupp. Somebody said Cooper Kupp. I don't think the Rams are going to get rid of Cooper Kupp. I mean,
no.
You can always reach out for these guys, but you can't just force it.
There's a difference between, like, fantasy, like, who I want the Chiefs to be able to get and who's actually available to get. And right now, DHop's the big possibility, like the real life.
Here you go, Steve. Do you see Mahomes ever throw 6,000? If DHop was on our team this year, and you could keep Kadarius Toney healthy all season long, you knew that DHop and Kadarius Toney would play healthy all year.
Didn't Mahomes almost got to the record for Peyton last year in all-purpose yards, right? What is it? Or did Mahomes do it?
I think he beat it. But check it. I'm just saying, if you can guarantee Mahomes don't miss a game, Kelsey don't miss a game, you got DHop, he don't miss a game, Kadarius Toney don't miss a game, and then any of the other wide receivers, you can switch them in and out. Do you think Mahomes would hit 6,000 if you could guarantee that?
So 54.77 is the record for passing yards. That's Peyton Manning.
That's about an extra what? He'd have to get about an extra 30 yards a game.
But you also have to consider they play an extra game now than what they played with Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. And what leads me to believe that I don't think he'll ever break the 6,000 yard mark is the fact that Mahomes has had some freak seasons already and just went off, and he has an extra game like last year, and he still didn't even touch Peyton Manning's record. I'm going to go with a no. I think it's too high of a mark. I think it's probably impossible almost.
I don't know. Here's the reason I say it.
If
Andy Reid doesn't like to run the ball a lot.
If anyone could do it, it would be Patrick Mahomes.
And Let's
put it that way.
I tell you what kills him though. Like, look this year. Think about how much he had this year. What did he have this year? What'd you say? 54? He had 5,400 passing
That's
yards?
the record. I have no idea.
Oh. Well, he was over 5,000. So look.
Hold on, look at it.
Look it up, and I'm going to make the point. How many times did this season happen where our offense would go out and stall for halves, 3 quarters, 52-50? And there were several games that Patrick Mahomes would get to 200, 220, and they would just kind of take the ball out of the air, the air out of the ball. I said that backwards. And they would kind of just do whatever, or they'll sputter out. If Mahomes could ever get to that 300-yard average, which I don't think that's that hard for Mahomes. I think Mahomes could definitely get to 300 yards average. You don't think Mahomes could get to 300 yards a game?
Man, how many games does Patrick Mahomes have where he don't even touch 300 yards, though? He might have 3 or 4 touchdowns, but he's only
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yards
well, 300 yards a game is only going to be 5,100 yards. So, I mean, you're still going to have to go off. You're going to have a couple 450s. I mean, it's tough. I don't know if you can do it.
If someone can do it, if it
it's
can
Mahomes.
be done, Patrick Mahomes would be the one to do it, yeah.
If anyone can, Eddie can.
And by Eddie, you mean Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick can. That was an inside joke, guys. Sorry.
Lewis says, DHop hasn't had a 1,000-yard receiving in 2 years, and he's soon to be 31 years old. He won't get any better. You don't think? Okay, here's my thing, Lewis.
A little injuries.
What's the hold on? What's the old saying that Chiefs Kingdom has about everything? It don't matter who the receiver is. Patrick Mahomes is going to make them better. He's just going to make them better. They're going to do even better with Mahomes. Same with DHop.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, he had Kyler Murray. He had a 4th grade child throwing him the football. He couldn't even see over the line. Like, come on. I understand that we might not want DHop, and this is not like me just picking on Lewis or anybody. I understand there's a lot of people that don't like D-Hop. They don't want him. Our own dad doesn't want D-Hop. He calls him a diva, and he hates the idea. But all I'm saying is you cannot say that Patrick Mahomes can make the water boy a good wide receiver and then try to argue that D-Hop wouldn't be phenomenal. You just can't.
I'll tell you what. If you guys want to see, I was thinking about this the other day. If they get D-Hop this season, if they were to be able to pull in D-Hop, it would be very reminiscent of when the Patriots got Randy Moss.
Which they lost the Super Bowl that year, though.
Like they went from like good to like freaking good. Like literally almost won out an entire season. Like literally, of course they dropped the ball at the biggest moment, but I mean that's still one of the most impressive seasons in NFL history.
Right, because what'd that do? It allowed Tom Brady to go back in the pocket and just hawk it up there. He could turn it
if he need be, but it just makes everybody else on the field better. That's all I've been trying to say this whole time. If you have D-Hop and you have Travis Kelce, God bless the guy that has the game plan. And then God bless Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore because they're going to eat.
If you remember back, okay, look, we've kind of took Patrick out of that. His first few years in the league, he was a very much hawk it down the field, Tyreek's down there somewhere, screw it. He'd done that a lot. Last year, we kind of said, look, he needs to take more what the defense gives him, do this, do that. I get it. That's a good quarterback. But can you imagine just getting D-Hop on this team and allowing Patrick to put that part back into his game, letting D-Hop give nuances to receivers, unlike what Nick Wright's saying, but give some nuances to the MVSs, to the Rashee Rices, to the Justin Rosses of the world. Stupid moth. But anyway, other than that, just keep him out of a Buffalo Bills uniform because Josh Allen is the chuck it and F it. He's the spray and pray. He's the, like if you put D-Hop over there, they're just going to keep hawking it. Yeah, Burrow. It'll be 4th down and 20 from their own 5-yard line. They'll go for it. And Burrow just
will get it.
Launch it up.
Yeah.
They have no fear. And if you put D-Hop over there, especially get him in those kinds of uniforms, I know to hear everybody tell it that if you're in a Chiefs uniform, you'll get all the calls. That's not true. We don't get those. Travis Kelce gets called for more offensive PIs I've ever seen in my life. But yet Jamar Chase can do it all day long. You realize you get him in one of those uniforms like that, and they will never call a penalty on D-Hop. Now, granted, that might have totally counteracted our point here. So if we put D-Hop in our uniform, Steve, the officials might keep him out of it, my friend.
See you, Brenda. Have a good night.
Later, Brenda.
No, man, I think it opens up, like I said, it puts you on a different level. It takes you to a different level. That's all there is to it. Like the Chiefs are really, really good right now, but it has the potential. Adding D-Hop has the potential of having that next level as the Patriots did when they got Randy Moss. That's what I could compare it to.
You know how I see our offense? Tell me if I'm wrong. I see our offense as we went out and we bought a nice used car. We got a heck of a deal on it. We paid about $10,000, and this car should, has the possibility to work like a brand new $30,000 car. But it also has that possibility that we got swindled a little bit. We got too good of a deal, and this thing could be a clunker. That's how I look at our receiving core. Like, we got tons of possibilities, but you don't have a set in stone 100% going to tear it up, and that's just kind of what D-Hop would give you. So,
Lewis is pointing out that with his age, a cough can strain his back, and he could miss 4 games. And I agree with that because I'm 38. My back's been hurting since I was 18 or 17 or something. So I understand this. But the thing about it is, it's one of those things. Like I've been saying, like everybody wants to talk about how D-Hop can't put up 1,000 yards or he can't do this or that. It doesn't matter what D-Hop does. D-Hop shows up. D-Hop's on the roster. D-Hop's on the field. D-Hop don't have to do a whole lot of anything for us to win. No, because guess what?
D-Hop
they have to
draws
game
attention.
plan for him.
Yep.
You can't not game plan for D-Hop or Travis Kelce. There's 2 guys that you have to heavily focus in on, or you're going to get your ass beat all over the football field, especially with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. So you have to put focus on these 2 guys. All D-Hop has to do is be on the field. So he ain't got to go crazy. He ain't got to put up 1,000 yards receiving. He doesn't have to put up 10 touchdowns. He doesn't have to do a whole lot of anything except for be on the field. Granted, if he coughs and strains his back, he might not be able to play. So that's a risk that we're willing to take.
Hey, I will say though, D-Hop, he's a good athlete, man. I know we do stuff like that because we're old, out of shape geezers. But I mean, come on, 31 is not that old in the NFL. Jerry Rice played elite till he was almost 40. Not saying D-Hop's Jerry Rice, but I mean, come on. But anyway, man, Steve, I think it's going to do it for the night, my man. It's after 9 o'clock. We cut into old Cole's time, which I don't care, Cole. Suck it. I'm going to take 5 minutes from you, boy.
Let's just stay here for 2 more minutes, just because. Because I don't think Cole's answered me yet about that Thursday, so this is what he gets.
Oh, well. I do appreciate it, guys. If you're here, we appreciate you guys being here for sure. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. We haven't said that. Hit that like button on your way out. And we're going to do we'll probably get up a video tomorrow. We'll probably see what's going on. Probably talk about D-Hop some more. I'm sure there'll be some D-Hop talk, my man.
There's going to be more news. I mean, that literally people are making news out of it right now. Like that's what kind of sparked this today was people saying, "Oh, well, this happened," or "The Chiefs and the Bills are in an arms race," or this or that.
Yeah, that whole story that was completely fake, by the way.
Right. They're just, they're making headlines because there's nothing else to do right now. There really isn't. So, I mean, if you love football, you can get tired of hearing about D-Hop, but if you love football, I mean, that's kind of the big story right now. I think that's across the league-wide.
That's true, man.
A highly touted wide receiver that's available. So, I mean, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's that time of the year. We appreciate you guys, and make sure that you smash that like button on the way out. Be back here on Thursday night for the members-only live stream. We're going to do it at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's June 1st, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're a member, be on the members-only live stream. Have your shot at winning that signed Derek Johnson jersey. We will be giving that away on that live stream. And then also, we will be back on Saturday night with our usual Saturday night tailgate. So if you want to catch us then, be sure to do that as well. That will start at, I think, 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Sure will.
So if you want to do that, let's do it. Also, be on the lookout for all of our videos. Make sure you guys watch them. Do us a favor. When you see it, click it. Watch it till the end. That helps us tremendously. Hit that like button. The more you guys hit the like button, the more other Chiefs fans get to see the content. And the more we can pull in here, the bigger community we can build. And the longer we'll be able to do this thing. So we appreciate you guys, and you guys have a good one.
Peace out. Go Chiefs.
There goes a sight from my soul.